It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. So, how do you feel? It's now May 12th. That law is like pretty much gone, and what I am hearing, I don't know the exact numbers. I know they are large. They were lining up to come into our country like January 22nd of 2021. Even the president back then, I remember him telling on air on Legacy Media, "Don't come in yet. Don't do it. Don't do it." Well, now that title whatever is gone. I'm hearing numbers. We just about already have a total influx of about the entire state of Maine, unless, don't quote me on that, but that's what I've been hearing. Is already come into the country. I've seen videos. I don't do videos here, and it's just really, really scary. I am in a southern state, not Texas, because they have the border. And I could tell you histories of here of where, in a nice, once upon a time, pretty posh and opulent side of town, where there were these apartments, and it was like overnight back in the 90s, just poof. And I'm just going to say Mexican for lack of a better term. Mexicans just showed up one day. And they were all living in these apartments. And if you wanted to get work done and you needed workers, you went up to a certain corner. You pointed to the people you wanted. And they got on your on the back of your pickup truck or whatever, and you'd go and they would help you repair this or build a roof or work on that or work on this or whatever, and you give them cash under the table. They're not taxed. They are counted or may not be counted in the total census to help the electoral vote of the state. All sorts of crazy stuff. It goes against everything. And that area is just, it's just not as good as it used to be. Those apartment complexes were torn down. They're no longer there anymore. It's been a long time ago. That was 20 years, at least a little over 20 years when those apartments were taken down. It's like a grocery store or something there now. There used to be a grocery store across the street, and then that closed. A lot of things, a lot of businesses around were kind of closing because of the change in demographics change. Crime going up. Could it have been them? Don't know. Can't say. But, an area that used to be super nice, akin to dressing up and going downtown to shop, pre-1960, you almost did that for this area, just 35 years ago, and now it's still kind of tries to be nice. It's not as nice as it could be. Obama, he had that kind of a housing thingy to ensure that, inner city people were living in good neighborhoods, and making sure everybody was super mixed. And I don't know if anyone remembers that or not. I forgot what it was called or what the law was or whatever that was he implemented. And I could tell you stories. I could tell you stories of this area that I live in, which we are very mixed. I mean, if you want to be shallow and talk about nothing but skin character, leave behavior and character and religion out of it, and want to be super, super shallow and just talk about nothing but color, we're like Oreo cookies in here. We love each other. We watch out for each other. We know each other pretty much. We, say hey and how you doing when we're going out and coming into our driveways, getting our mail or whatever. We're pretty tight knit. We really watch out for each other. Even though we've had a few strange things happen, no one's really been hurt. Um, I mean, we probably do need to move, but we've been here for over 20 years. And thanks to Facebook, we really know our neighbors. Uh, and just going out and walk. This is an area that people are still not afraid to walk around for exercise. And 2020 increased that. Walking, going out, riding bikes, walking dogs. When I was stuck working at home every single day. I mean, I'm working home today. I work about from home maybe 2 days a week. I probably could just go in for the whole week, but it's nice being able to maybe throw some clothes into wash because no one else does it but me. Get some dishes, throwing some dishes to wash because it's kind of all me, et cetera, et cetera. Or maybe getting a little something clean or put this up or whatever. And so things are going to be changing around here pretty soon too for other reasons. But, we have to take care of ourselves. And if we're not taking care of our borders, then there's a very, very, very big issue. And that's what we're seeing now. And in the videos that I'm seeing, and I just Decoy Voice. I really like that guy. He pushes a lot of truth. He pushes a lot of, this is what's going on. This is, the Democrats are doing this and this and this, and we know their policies. We know none of it's good. It's all with very good intentions. Oh, we can't do that to these poor people. Oh, we can't. And I even had an argument with one of my bloodborne, and it's like, listen, we don't care if people come here legally. Legal is fine. Illegal is not fine. And we had an argument about it, and I finally just threw up the white flag. I'm like, there's obvious no connecting. There's no one's listening on the other side going, oh, well, well, we're all immigrants. Oh, the immigrant question. Democrat, we're, our democracy. I mean, she using all the keywords that the left uses. And how can you get someone to listen to reason, to logic, to the law, that laws need to be made and laws need to be reinforced to keep our country healthy? We don't care if you come into the country, but you need to do it through the process. And there's a lot of people that went through that process that are here and enjoying our country, are entrepreneurs and doing well and having their kids, going to school and colleges and doing well to, carry on their family name, which, heterosexualness has to happen there normally to keep a family name going and be proud of your family and be proud of the people that you begot and love them and take care of them. There's a process there too. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with adoption. My wife was adopted. And that's very personal, and I'm not going to go into that direction, but it was not a good situation. But that was like over 40 something years ago and in the past. But like I did with my 1 minute be grateful thing, be grateful you're here, because a Democrat could have had you not born. Be grateful you're in this country, because there's opportunities for everybody. More for people that don't look like me than people that do look like me. I'm really concerned about my son getting a job. My daughter has had issues getting a job too, I think. She doesn't leave the house to do it, but she's doing everything online, which I don't have a problem with that. But I'm still on the old-fashioned, go out, see who's hiring, what apps that they're using to hire. See the person so they can see you and they know you're interested. Oh, really? You're interested? Well, here, go here. Or, maybe you may even just give you a form to fill out. They may go, oh, well, if you're here, don't worry about online. Here's the form. You do this, fill this out. You never know until you go out and do the work. And with the amount of people that are coming into the country, is scary. And then I also heard from a local radio this morning, the DJ who's a political voice as well, just uses logic. He, just a great guy. He explains everything. He is very conservative, but he's also helping getting us to support our area, things that are going on around here, our businesses around here, advocating for groups that do good things, that help each other out, pets, the whole 9 yards. Just an all-around great guy, and he's explaining policies, and sometimes he'll have on people that he interviews on the phone or in the studio sometimes. And today he had someone, I want to say it was El Paso, or some lady that has a farm not far from the border in Texas, who was saying, I'm armed all the time, which gets laborious. I have a barn. One night, I knew some people were in my barn. The dogs were barking up a storm. I was not about to go out there, even though I was armed. Sometimes I feel like a prisoner in my own home. Thank you, Democrats. We have people in Texas, not far from the border, feeling like prisoners in their own home. And she even mentioned how they had been robbed a few times in the house. She feels like she has to be there all the time at the farm, and that's not normally where they live, or something. I don't know how big the acreage is. Her husband is deceased, and she's having to keep everything up. Who knows? She may end up flying the white flag, selling it all, letting some poor boob to buy it so she can go out and get away from the border, because the flood is coming. This is what you want, Democrats. This is what you wanted, liberals. This is what you wanted, left people. Because we're just so compassionate. We got to let everyone in and have our sanctuary cities and our sanctuary churches. And I have a church that I don't go to. I want to say it's Methodist, that has, they claim they're a sanctuary church, and they even fly the pride flag and all this other mess. But yet when I try to go inside and play piano, they kick me out. Oh, what are you doing here? You can't be here. Okay. And that was years ago, before they, hey, pride people, come on in. Hey, sanctuary people, come on in. Oh, but you white guy, you can't come in and play our piano. Yeah. So, on that wonderful history reminder, which I just happened to remember talking about all this, sitting here, we'll see you next time. And as to quote Don't Walk Run Productions, if there is a next time, I'm sure there will be. I do a lot of entertaining stuff concerning Transformers, the TCG, trying to keep a dead game alive. Some artwork for Transformer stuff, a lot of new characters and such. I do touch in politics. I do touch in the spiritual and relationship with Jesus here as well, which I feel is very important to everyone's well-being, which is what keeps me going, what keeps you going, what keeps you in a positive glass half full mentality. We'll see you next time. You are loved. We're going to get through this. We're going to see what happens. And as always, praise be to God. Peace.